Let's build a Meshtastic solar node. For this project, I'm going to use the Seed Studio WM1110A. I'm going to use this for two reasons. One, because I have it on hand, and two, because it allows me to add additional sensors, which I'll get to later. We have a weatherproof enclosure. Got this off of Amazon. And I'm going to use the generic collinear antenna. I find these to be really good. And for solar panel, I've got a 7-watt solar panel here. You can find these all over Amazon, eBay, wherever. And you can get them in 5 to 8 watts. This one here is a 7-watt panel. So let's get started. So the first thing I want to do is mount the antenna to the enclosure. I'm going to use this N to SMA adapter, bulkhead adapter. And a 9/16 hole is all you need. Just going to eyeball it. Let's get a little straighter. These step bits make easy work of this. A little bit more. Perfect fit. And I'm using 3mm bolts. This is boring, so we'll probably go to a voiceover at this point. And I did. You'll probably want to use locking nuts, or at least Loctite on the bolts to keep them from becoming loose. There we go, a little off center, but I don't really care. So on this Seed Studio, we have the GPS module. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect that. Since this is going to be mounted fixed, I don't need it. I can use fixed location. And we also have the OLED screen, which is just going to suck power, so there's no need to have it in a sealed enclosure. We'll go ahead and unscrew this antenna. So this is all that I'm left with, is the module and the battery. And my thoughts is to use some double-sided tape to stick it in there. And just tape both the battery and the module in place. That'll allow me to connect the antenna, and then I'm going to drill a hole for the solar power adapter and bring it up this way to connect to it. So we can see, if we put the hole right about there, that'll be pretty good. So let's go ahead and put that hole in place. Like I said, these step bits are great for this. Get an idea about how big we want it to be. Looks like 5/8. Alright, now we'll do a test fit. We'll go ahead and plug that in. And we can see that that fits nicely. Now we just got to figure out where we want to place the battery. Which that looks pretty good. So I'm going to use some of this double-sided sticky stuff. We'll go ahead and put a piece on the battery. This is great for building projects quick. So we'll just stick it on there and work it on. Getting the backing separated is a pain. Once you get it, it's not too bad. Just stick it down on there, put a little pressure. That ain't going nowhere. Now we'll mount the battery. A little bit of pressure. Now we can connect the antenna to the bulkhead. And there we have it. The node is done. I am going to leave the hole in the bottom and not seal it up. That way condensation can drain out if it builds up in here. The box does come with these mounting tabs. They are a bit ugly, but they work. I think for where I'm mounting it, oh, need to change bit. I think for where I'm mounting it, I only need the two. Tried to get away from me there. Then our antenna just screws right on. And our cable from our solar just plugs right in. And there you have it. A solar powered Meshtastic node. Now we'll go install it. Remember, the rule of ladder safety is 3 points of contact at every moment. Do not listen to my safety advice. You're on your own here. Sorry for the road noise here. I forgot to turn the microphone's noise canceling on. That went well. Thought for sure I was going to drop that screw. I'll drop this one though, it always happens. Well, that looks good. Now let's get the solar panel. And just like that, the sun comes out on cue. When it comes to antennas, height is might, especially at this frequency. I could have mounted it higher on the house, but I wanted to keep it lower for easier maintenance. The customary, that's not going anywhere. Notice my scientific method of calculating the proper angle by looking at the sun? We'll take this over here and plug it in. Then I'm going to take and wrap up all this excess wire. I could have shortened the cable, but I just didn't want to. And that's what zip ties are for. I go through hundreds, if not thousands, of zip ties a year. I should probably buy stock in them. And there we go, a solar-powered Meshtastic node. And a jet. And we wait. Checking to make sure it's charging. And there we go, a solar powered Meshtastic node. Come down and show you the view from up here. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Make sure to subscribe and give the video a like.